You there?
So?
Yeah.
Hello, then. Hey.
Who else is here?
Hey, Vivian.
Oh, wait.
Jarvis.
Shabbat shalom.
Mira. Shabbat
shalom.
Shabbat
But if they're not
shalom to
talking, you
all
don't
of our
see.
friends watching us on the live stream.
Shabbat shalom.
Also, people on the
Hello,
YouTube
everybody.
Shabbat shalom, Alana.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
What is it asking you for?
Looks very comfortable, doesn't it? Nice. Really cool.
It's weird.
So did you dial, did you put the number in?
Have you put the text?
Shabbat shalom.
Rabbi, did you limit the chat?
Is it asking you anything?
It's always limited.
Oh,
Ah,
The post is, the chat is open for public chatting.
Now everybody's quiet.
Wow, Michelle, nice drink.
see, that state
I'm
you're
muting.
here, but you can't.
Ann said we could talk, so now nobody
Oh,
wants to
so
talk.
I'm muted.
So we're talking.
Shabbat shalom.
We're up to almost 70.
I don't know. My kids have escaped to upstate New York and they sent me a photo. They look so happy.
If you touch
Escape
the
is
top,
right.
does something drop down?
When you live in a 3-bedroom
70.
apartment,
Top edge?
3 kids and a dog.
Hey,
it's
Jill,
like-
not Buffalo, New York, I hope.
No, they're in
Really?
Delhi. There's a place called Delhi, New York. just like-
Sure.
Right?
I've heard of Delhi.
Delhi, it's in the
Ohio,
country.
they have
A lot of
It-
delis in New York when I was
Pull
growing
down
up.
something.
Hi, Shabbat shalom.
All right, do it on the
There's a
bottom.
school there.
No, it is installing.
Hey,
that.
Norman Goldschmidt is at the temple.
Yeah, I'm in the synagogue.
Sorry.
They're at the synagogue.
Keeping the air conditioning running.
Yeah, keep that air conditioning running, Norm.
Do that.
Oh, my God.
And the lights on. Yeah, there you go.
Tell me a different way.
Norm has a background of.
His pictures, his background picture is
I saw somebody do a video. It looked like they were on a roller
Temple.
coaster before.
the Bima.
Hi, Ann.
Sorry, can you hear them?
You know,
Yes.
anytime now.
Hi, Grant.
I
You
have
could
board
hear it
duty
from
tonight,
me.
you know.
Can you hear it now from my thing?
Yes.
Sorry, I did it too far.
Unless you just use your phone. I don't know what to tell you.
Go back.
I would say it's me.
That's Larry. That's Larry Jasper.
Hi, Donna.
All right, I'm gonna hang up because
Winning.
Danny, you're a very lucky guy, Danny Berg.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Forgive the muting. That's just so we can hear each other when we need to, but we'll ask you to unmute periodically throughout the service. And we want to welcome everyone to our Zoom community. Shabbat shalom, especially to our friends watching on the live stream. And when Cantor is ready, our opening song will come up on the screen.
Couldn't unmute myself. Olam chesed yibane, ya la 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 la. Olam chesed yibane, ya la 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 la. Olam chesed yibane, ya la 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 la. Olam chesed yibane, ya la 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 la. I will build this world from love, ya la 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 la. You must build this world from love, ya la 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 la. If we build this world from love, ya chesed yivane. Yalalai, lalai, lalai, lalai. Olam 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 chesed yivane. Yalalai, lalai, lalai, lalai.
Welcome to everyone who is with us tonight by Zoom and YouTube, and I do believe by Facebook Live as well. And a special welcome to Beth and Jim, who are joining us tonight for the very first time. We're so glad you're with the Beth Chaim community. And we continue to pray for the health and well-being of everyone with us tonight and all of your families. These past 2 weeks have been very painful for our nation. Our country has witnessed the deaths of more than 100,000 souls due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And more lives continue to be lost to this insidious disease every day. And then last week, our world was turned upside down again with the murder of George Floyd. Both peaceful protests and destructive riots have erupted across the country as communities of color say enough is enough to the institutional racism that has plagued our nation for centuries. I know that my heart is hurting. And I know that it is precisely now, during times of challenge and change, of conflict and mourning, that we need community the most. I am incredibly grateful for my Beth Chaim family this Shabbat. I need this day of rest after days of anguish and fear. I need to gather with others who are similarly struggling. I need to lift my voice in song, seeking to build a better world from love in partnership with all of you. And this Shabbat, our community has cause to celebrate, which I hope will temper our mourning. Tonight, we are thanking those members who have served on the boards of our temple and our auxiliaries in the past year, and we are welcoming new leaders onto these groups. Our readings tonight will be reflections on leadership, and by focusing on this subject, let us take comfort that none of us is alone, and our community is in caring and committed hands. Tonight, we also want to acknowledge Joel Smolar's, whose B'nai Mitzvah celebration, which was originally scheduled for this Shabbat. In his honor, I invite Joel and his family to lead us in candle lighting and Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzrayim v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pari hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'havo uvratzon hinhivanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit kihu yom tehillah Umakrei Kodesh, Zecher L'tziat Mitzrayim. Tivanu v'charta, v'tanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, v'ahava u'ratzon, inchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh ha'shabbat. Amen. Amen.
L'chaim and Mazel Tov. Thank you, Joel. We're really excited to celebrate you in just a few months. Just a few months. And now we continue with Lecha Dodi. So grateful that the Sabbath bride is arriving.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat lekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat lekabela. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, ושמו תפארת ולתהילה לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת לקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת לקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה, בראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת לקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת לקבלה. שלום עטרת בלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת nekabela.
I invite you to unmute yourself and greet everyone Shabbat Shalom. Type in the chat box Shabbat Shalom. If you're sitting next to someone, greet them Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom. Now we go on.
Shabbat shalom.
Yeah, greet everybody.
Okay, Shabbat
Shalom, everyone.
Shalom, Jeff.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom,
everyone.
Lynn.
I'm going to write Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, Charlotte.
Don't
Hi, Ronnie. Hi.
Hi, Jill.
I went back.
So nice to see your faces.
Yeah, I
Went
know.
Shabbat
Been a long
shalom.
time.
Active
Shabbat
speaker, but once they take
Hi,
over.
Donna.
Still picture.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
ועלמא יברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי. בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו. אלא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. Adonai המבורך. ברכו את אדוני המבורך. ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
A teaching from Pirkei Avot, Rabban Gamliel used to say, all who labor for the community should labor with them for heaven's sake. And then the merit of the community's forebears will sustain them, and their beneficence will endure forever. And as for you who labor thus, I regard you as deserving great reward, as though you had accomplished it all on your own.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. La 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 ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. לה 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 והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך. לה 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 ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. לה 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 למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
A teaching from the Talmud. Rabbi Eleazar used to say, any leader who guides a community gently will merit guiding it in the world to come.
כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות תוסיף אלה, נורא תהילות תוסיף אלה. מלכותך ראו בניך, חוקי הים לפני משה, זה השכיבנו אדוני, אלוהינו לשלום, העמידנו שומרנו לחיים. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu Shalom, Hamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu Shalom, Hamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים, את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
A teaching from the Midrash. Most often, the person who becomes a leader is not the one who knows the way, but the one who behaves as if she knows.
ויהי תהילתך, ויהי תהילתך. נה 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 אדוני, נה 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 שפתי תפתח, נה 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 ויהי תהילתך, ויהי תהילתך. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואמהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Another teaching from the Talmud: in a place where there is no leader, strive to be a leader. And now we want to take a moment of gratitude, express that which we are grateful for, blessings large and small in our lives. If you would like to share a blessing that you've experienced recently with our community, please type in the chat box so that we can say thank you with you. Tonight, we are incredibly grateful for our temple leadership, grateful for the opportunity to be together, grateful as we are able to exit our homes slowly but surely, grateful to have a tentative date for surgery, wonderful. Last day of school for the year, successful surgery, and a 102nd birthday. Grateful to have family members close. Even if maybe they don't want to celebrate Shabbat with you in this moment in time. Grateful to have family out of the city. Grateful for a thriving foster kitten. Grateful to adequately feed 2 teenage boys. Cheryl, you'll tell me how to do it in just a couple of years. So much to be thankful for this Shabbat, even in the midst of so much chaos. And so let us say thank you together. Cantor.
מודים אנחנו לך, מודים אנחנו לך.
And now we turn to our prayer for peace, the one thing we can ask for from God on the day of rest. And we don't want a little bit of peace. We want Shalom Rav, a lot of peace.
שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. טוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך שים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך שים לעולם. שים לעולם. שים לעולם.
We now take a few moments to offer the prayers of our own hearts, to focus on our breathing in and out, to take a moment for silent meditation.
רצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי אדוני צורי וגואלי
Our thoughts now turn to those in need of healing. And there are so many in need of healing this Shabbat. That may be healing of the body, healing of the mind, healing of the heart, or healing of the soul. If you are keeping someone in your prayers this evening, please type their names into the chat box as I share the names of those our Beth Chaim community wants to honor. Rhoda Schwartz, Arlene Grable, Teddy Molaski, Nathan Hecker, Claire Meyer, William Jackie Sola, Steve Bizanoff, Marion Berman, Ginny Gittleman, Matt Nelson, Betty Abramowitz, Marcia Lamel, Tiffany White, Claire Moonkachi, Eileen Applebaum, Bob Gast, Chaim Ben Esther, Carl Pierce, Megan Mosley, Elaine Berkowitz, Edna Silberman, Barbara Gladstone, Rosalie Krieger, Diane Walter, Piper Fitzpatrick, and Toby Arias. For all those whose names I said out loud, for all those whose names are in the chat box, and for all those we are holding in our hearts, let us together invoke the names of our ancestors, sending out our prayers for healing.
May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Vishebeirach imotenu mikol habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Cantor, if you could pause the screen share. Perfect. And I can see more of our community. This Shabbat, our community is reading Parshat Ha'alotcha in the book of Numbers. The text describes how the children of Israel traveled through the wilderness as they made their way to the promised land. And the text reads, "On the day the tabernacle was set up, the cloud covered the tabernacle, and from evening until morning it was over the tabernacle, looking like fire. It was always so. The cloud covered it by day and the appearance of fire by night. Whenever the cloud lifted from over the tent, then the Israelites would set out, and in the place where the cloud settled down, there the Israelites would camp. At the command of the Eternal, the Israelites would set out, and at the command of the Eternal, they would camp. As long as the cloud rested over the tabernacle, they would remain in camp." The Israelites never had to guess or determine for themselves when it was time to move or time to settle down. God always led the way, dictating the path to be taken. If only our journey were so clear-cut. We too are on a sacred mission. Our holy community of Congregation Beth Chaim is traveling from one chapter to the next. Not only are we in the midst of a rabbinic transition, but we are inducting new lay leaders this evening. And unlike the unambiguous guidance available to our ancestors, there is no obvious way forward for us. There is no guidebook for synagogues during a pandemic or during racial unrest. We have to decipher for ourselves how we want to stay rooted or how we want to move on or change direction. We may look to our sacred texts and traditions for counsel, but ultimately we humans have the power to lead the way. I am very grateful to partner with the dedicated lay leaders of Beth Chaim, who dedicate themselves to steering us toward our lofty goals. Tonight, we thank and honor those who have served, the most recent representatives of our men's club, sisterhood, and congregation. And we welcome and thank those who are taking on new roles of leadership for our community. It is now my privilege to invite our outgoing men's club president, Todd Wachtel, to acknowledge his officers from the past year.
I put my head.
Thank you, Rabbi. As I finish up my second term as men's club president, I'm very grateful to all the guys that has helped me over the last 4 to 8 years. Outgoing members, we have Mark Perkis, Norm Goldschmidt was our secretary, Jeff Pressfelder was our treasurer, Mark Rosenthal was a director, Larry Horowitz was a director, Steve Parker was a director, and Rich Lippman was a director. We did some amazing stuff over the last couple of years, and I couldn't have done it without you, so thank you so much.
Modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach.
Thank you. We'll now hear from the incoming men's club president, Norm Goldschmidt. Norm, we cannot hear you. I just asked you to unmute yourself.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
So the first joke's gone, blown. I want to thank Todd very much for his years of service and for showing me what the men's club can be and what the president does. They're big shoes to fill, even though mine are clearly much larger. So I want to thank the outgoing board very much and all of our officers this year. I want to get this in the right order if I can. So Vice Chair Scott Rubin, Rich Lipman, Secretary, Jeff Pretzfelder, continuing as Count de Monet, our treasurer, Michael Scher as a director, Brian Moulter as a director, and hopefully he'll be more in focus later in the year, and Eric Sheffield as a director. Larry Horowitz, finally, closing out our slate of directors for this year. Looking forward to an exciting year.
Thank you, Norm. We'll now hear from Mindy Lippman, the Sisterhood President.
Hello, I've prepared nothing to say other than I am very grateful for our Sisterhood Board. We have a fabulous group of women who are dedicated and energized to do good for the temple, and I just feel lucky to work alongside such wonderful people. So here is our outgoing board. I've served as secretary and president. Ellen Chason has also served as president this year. Cindy Bright has been our past president and gift shop trustee. Helene Moulter has been our past president emerita. Carol Parker served as secretary and communications coordinator. Janet Greenman, VP membership. Judy Loeb, VP programming. Holly Singer, VP programming. Donna Scher, parliamentarian. Eileen Janofsky, New Year's and Purim coordinator. Cheryl Wexler, also New Year's Purim coordinator. And it's a big job, a third person, Alyssa Makarowitz, New Year's Purim coordinator. Adria Sherman, gift coordinator. Fran Lichtenstein, gift shop trustee. Lori Balin, trustee. And Joyce Kalstein has served as our treasurer. Suzanne Lind has served as VP membership. Hope Simon has sold yarmulkes for us, and Mindy Shedler has served as a trustee. They're in that picture. And Sylvia Parab has served as our the coordinator for our Mother's Day gift bag drive. And there she is.
מודים אנחנו לך, מודים אנחנו לך.
And we're up for another year, and we have some new board members coming on board, which we're excited about, and happy to continue to work with more wonderful, the same wonderful women as well. Grateful to continue to serve as president next year. And also we have Cindy Bright as our past president and gift shop trustee. Ellen Chason as our past president emerita. Mindy Rubin coming in as secretary. Janet Greenman, VP membership. Judy Loeb, VP programming. Holly Singer, VP programming. Liz Hughes, VP programming. Donna Scher, parliamentarian. Eileen Janofsky, New Year's Purim coordinator. Cheryl Wexler, New Year's Purim coordinator. Alyssa Makarowitz, New Year's Purim coordinator. Adria Sherman, gift coordinator. Carol Parker, communications coordinator. Fran Lichtenstein, gift shop trustee. Lori Balin, trustee. Helene Moulter, trustee. And again, we have Joyce, Suzanne, Hope, and Mindy continuing in their roles. And Sylvia also continuing in her role. Grateful for everyone's hard work. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mindy. We'll now hear from our outgoing temple president, Ken Pogrub.
Hello. Well, I see the gentry is well represented by the Sisterhood Board, so that's wonderful to see. Anyway, we have a whole past slate. Oh, there's my mug. Slate of, I realized as I was writing down these names and everything that the whole Rock Shabbat team is outgoing, pretty much outgoing board members. So I guess you'll have plenty of time to practice. But we seriously, we really look forward to having the Rock Shabbat back in action before long. So we have last year's board. Neil Feder who was VP of Community. So Neil was, oops, we're gonna go really fast, I guess. I was gonna say something about everybody. So some people. So Neil was, in charge of membership, house, ritual, and all things building related. So Neil, in a pinch, was always the one to run over to the synagogue when he needed something done quickly. So thank you so much, Neil, for everything. Rhonda. So you're going to hear a lot from Rhonda, so I'm not going to say too much, but I wish Rhonda the best of luck as president. And we lost Bill Withers recently, and I used to love that song when I was very young. And I will say to Rhonda, you can lean on me anytime you need anything. So Lori Derman. So Lori's been VP of Financial Affairs, and I've had the pleasure of working with Lori for at least the last 6 or 7 years on the board. I could not have done what I've done without Lori. So thank you so much, Lori. Camille has been secretary, so I read her minutes all the time, and she is involved in many, many things. So from galas to gateways, just so much Camille's involved, and thank you for all your involvement and engagement, Camille. Larry, same thing. Larry is another one who runs over to the temple in a minute's notice. Served as treasurer after me, actually after Norm. I should correct that. But I've worked very closely with Larry over the years, and he will continue as financial secretary. Thank you, Larry. Dan, I guess I worked closely with you in the last year or so. So, and you will continue as treasurer. So thank you so much for everything you've done with the PPP and the budget and everything else you've done. Sharon. So Sharon was my first president when I joined the board. So I learned a lot from Sharon. Sharon has been our nominating chair for several years, and I look forward to taking that role from Sharon and learning from it. So thank you, Sharon, for everything you've done for Beth Chaim and for me. Cliff. So here's one of the Rock Shabbat, the drummer of Rock Shabbat, and our former president. So he's been on the board for quite a while, and currently past president emeritus, as you can see. So thank you for your service, Cliff. See, first, our security and safety chair. So thank you he's a continuing trustee, so he's not going anywhere. Trustee terms of 3 years, so he's in his first year. Cheryl, same thing. Thank you for your engagement, and we look forward to working with you in the next couple of years. Vivian, our third trustee in her first year. Thank you for everything you've done on the board this year. Scott, second year as trustee. Again, thank you for everything. I know you're on the IAC and you've served on several committees. I don't have all the committees listed, but thank you and look forward to continue to work with you. Jake was a trustee. Search committee. He's been on various search committees, on the transition committee. Put a lot into Beth Chaim, and I want to thank Jake for everything he's done. Helene. So Helene was on the board as I think Sisterhood president. Now on the board as trustee. So was it your first year or second year? So you have one more year. So thank you for everything. Norm. So Norm shifts over, as you heard, from a trustee. Norm takes care of our air conditioning and our everything engineering in the building. So Norm's been a godsend for us. So thank you, Norm, and good luck as Men's Club president. Okay, Gabe. So Gabe leaves us another Rock Shabbat. He's our bass guitarist. So we look forward to seeing Gabe more in the band. Thank you for everything you've done. Gabe is part of the Reopen Beth Chaim Task Force, and appreciate everything you've done for Beth Chaim and your input in board meetings. Dan, our third member of the Rock Shabbat. Dan's our keyboardist, piano player, and as you can see there, so picture's perfect. Also our ritual chair. So Dan's not going anywhere, and thank you so much, Dan, for everything you've done for the board. And Ellen served as president, as you just heard. Thank you so much for what you've done for sisterhood and your contributions to the board. And Mindy, obviously you've been sisterhood president for a short time, but you've had very positive input on the board, and thank you so much, and look forward to working with you going forward. And Todd. So Todd Wachtel, as you heard, just Men's Club president. He's going to be VP of Education. He's chairing 2 task force in the reopen Beth Chaim and the reopen preschool. So he's been a busy guy in the last few weeks. So thank you, Todd, for everything you've done as Men's Club president and what you're going to do going forward. And Jean, obviously, everybody knows we lost Jean last year. I said some remarks on Sunday. I'm gonna read those remarks. About a year ago, we lost our congregant board member, choir member, wife, mother, grandmother, sister, and friend, Jean Withers. Jean was chair of the search committee that selected Rabbi Beal as our interim senior rabbi. She was working on important board projects when she unexpectedly passed away last June. Jean continues to be missed by the entire Beth Chaim community. We miss you, Jean.
מודים אנחנו לך, מודים אנחנו לך.
Thank you so much, Ken. We'll now hear from Rhonda Wydra, our incoming temple president. We'll just
Thank you,
perfect.
Rabbi. So we are going to look at who is in new leadership positions going forward. So you see, I am your next president for those who do not know that. Now we'll look at our next vice president. Robin Valentine is going to rejoin our board. Todd Wachtel, there he is again. He definitely has the most interesting picture of what we've seen so far. Drew Staffenberg is going to join as our VP of Finance. Camille Bloomberg stays on as secretary. Larry Jasper stays on as financial secretary. Dan Valentine, treasurer once again. Ken moves to our position of past president. And Sharon moves to past president emerita. Lori Derman becomes a trustee. Marshall Kisner is a new trustee who will join our board. Michael Schwartz also joins our board as a new trustee. Steve First continuing on with us as a trustee. Cheryl Strager Brown also stays as a trustee, as does Vivian Newmark. Scott Rubin staying as well. Helene Moulter, trustee. And Norm Goldschmidt is our auxiliary leader, Men's Club president. And Mindy Lippman, sisterhood president.
And now we're going to ask Cantor Binder to stop sharing the screen. I've put everyone in gallery view because I'd love it if everyone who is a new board member, no matter which board you will be serving on, can wave at the camera as I share this blessing with all of you. Holy One of Blessing, bestow your blessing on these leaders who have been elected to serve our congregation. Instill in them insight and understanding, perseverance, as well as patience. Inspire them to work together in pursuit of our community's greatest aspirations, even as they watch over its daily deeds. Oh God, we are thankful for the dedication and giving spirit that bring these leaders before you, prepared to devote their energies to your service and to the benefit of us all. Grant success to their endeavors and help them to lead us in the pursuit of our sacred mission. And now a blessing from our incoming president. Do you have the English, Rhonda? Oh, you're muted. So I will actually share the English. I'll put the English in the chat box. This is going to be for all of our lay leaders coming in to join with Rhonda. So forgive us for not having a screen. It Now it's in the chat box, and Rhonda will be leading all of our new board members.
We see the connection between the miracle of our own creation and the mission of the continuation of the creation of our community. We seek to pursue the mission in the company of others whose qualities enhance our own. We who have accepted positions of leadership share this moment. We honor the past as we look forward to the future. And now we share in this prayer. Source of all being, may the members of this community learn these passions from us: love of Torah, devotion and prayer, and support of the needy. May we guide with integrity, and may our leadership be in your service. May those who teach and nourish us be blessed with satisfaction, and may we appreciate their time and their devotion. Bless us with the fruits of wisdom and understanding, and may our efforts bring fulfillment and joy.
And please, will the new board members join me in our blessing for the community? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu la'asok b'tzorchei tzibor. Amen. And now Cantor and I have the honor of sharing with all of you our ancient blessing that has been passed down from generation to generation.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
You sustain and nourish us with the sacred wisdom and traditions of our people, teaching Torah to us and to our children. May God bless you and keep you.
Yaher Adonai panav elecha v'choneka.
You work alongside us to bring the light of justice and compassion to God's broken world. May God's face shine upon you, and may God always be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
You bear witness to our lives and accompany us on our journey. You help us elevate our consciousness and search in every hour for God's presence in our lives. For your dedication to our community, may God lift your hearts and grant you wholeness, fulfillment, and peace.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
So Rabbi asked me to say a few words to you as your congregation's next president. I'm absolutely honored to be stepping into this role. I have to tell you, I'm in awe of this congregation, of its clergy and staff, of our lay leaders and our congregants. I am so fortunate to work with so many dedicated board members, and you heard a little bit about them tonight. I'm going to miss the people coming off the board. I'm very excited, though, for our new members joining the board. And I've got to tell you, Ken is a very, very tough act to follow. He did an absolutely amazing job as president for our congregation in a time that we've never experienced before during our transition period. I'm so, so grateful for his service. I'm thankful that he has taught me so much. I will definitely be leaning on him. I'm going to have to rely on his wisdom and his experience as I now get ready to lead you into what I think is actually a very, very bright future. This doesn't mean we don't have our challenges. The pandemic we're living with right now, the scourge of racism that we've really seen grip this nation over the last couple of weeks. And our own Jewish community is smaller now than when I joined this temple about 20 years ago. But we may be smaller, but we're thriving. We've got a full calendar of programs and events always going on. And our reform movement is strong. So when I think about all this, I think, how can we not be optimistic about our future when we look at our community? While leading the transition committee over the last 2 years, I heard from many, many congregants about their hopes and dreams for Beth Chaim. Our community offers learning and prayer and socializing, but our congregants view Beth Chaim as a place with so much more than that. Congregants told us they see Beth Chaim as a place of inclusion, a place where everyone is welcomed, where any idea can be shared, a place to make friends, a place to share joy and find comfort, much like what you find in your own home. We've all, of course, been stuck in our homes during this pandemic, but I hope that during the last few months, you've actually found some new appreciation and gratitude for your home, which has kept you safe. And I hope you have the same sense of gratitude for Beth Chaim as we've been here for you. Our doors are wide open, even though they've remained shut for weeks, and many, many people have entered. Just look at how many congregants have joined us on this service tonight. We've seen so much engagement virtually since the pandemic began. And these last few months have taught us how important innovation and new ways of thinking are, and that is going to continue. You must remember, even though we're not together in person right now, and we're not sure when we will be, we have so much to look forward to in our community. Rabbi Blum is about to begin her new role officially as senior rabbi. She's already brought new ideas and great energy to Beth Chaim, and I'm so very excited to work closely with her and the rest of the clergy and staff. In just 1 year, Beth Chaim is going to mark its 50th anniversary, if you can believe it. So there's a whole bunch of things to celebrate. We've got some big events planned, and I know that you'll join us. It's going to be a great couple of years. Along the way, we are going to reimagine life and community at Beth Chaim. We're going to try out new programs, new methods of learning and prayer. We have already begun to build a culture of philanthropy to sustain our community. And I hope to create a community that brings even more meaning to your lives. That's what I want to accomplish as your president. I want you to find more meaning as being a member of Beth Chaim. And I hope you know your membership matters. We're grateful to have you as part of this community. I'm grateful because it's the congregants who inspired me to get involved and to lead. You are the people who have me excited about Beth Chaim's future. So let's start going down the path to our next 50 years. And I'm going to ask you, please, to come with me and bring your ideas, your enthusiasm, your passion, your willingness to volunteer, and your generosity. This is your moment to embrace our community and recommit to Beth Chaim. And I'm excited to take this journey with you. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much, Rhonda. And now we'll continue with our service, first with a prayer for our country. And the title is Another Prayer for Our Country Because We Need It by Rabbi Ayelet Cohen. Our God and God of our ancestors, bless this country and all who dwell within it. Help us to experience the blessings of our lives and circumstances, to be vigilant, compassionate, and brave. Strengthen us when we are afraid. Help us to channel our anger so that it motivates us to action. Help us to feel our fear so that we do not become numb. Help us to be generous with others so that we raise each other up. Help us to be humble in our fear, knowing that as vulnerable as we feel, there are those at greater risk, and that it is our holy work to stand with them. Help us to taste the sweetness of liberty, to not take for granted the freedoms won in generations past or in recent days, to heal and nourish our democracy, that it may be like a tree planted by the water whose roots reach down to the stream. It need not fear drought when it comes. Source of all life, guide our leaders with righteousness, strengthen their hearts, but keep them from hardening, that they may use their influence and authority to speak truth and act for justice. May all who dwell in this country share in its bounty, enjoy its freedoms, and be protected by its laws. May this nation use its power and wealth to be a voice for justice, peace, and equality for all who dwell on earth. May we be strong and have courage to be bold in our action and deep in our compassion, to discern when we must listen and when we must act, to uproot bigotry, intolerance, and violence in all its forms, to celebrate the many faces of God reflected in the wondrous diversity of humanity, to welcome the stranger and the immigrant, and to honor the gift of those who seek refuge and possibility here, as they have since before this nation was born. Let justice well up like waters, and righteousness like a mighty stream. Strengthened by the words of these prayers and Rhonda's vision for our congregation, we turn to Aleinu, our prayer that reminds us that it is our job to partner with God to make this world a better place.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגבהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Our thoughts now turn to those who have gone before us, whose memory we carry with us this Shabbat. Two who were taken from us this week, Anthony Massia, father of Fran Massia-Lees, and Robert Bates, uncle of Ken Brown. One whose loved ones are in the period of Shiv'ah, the first 7 days of mourning, Barbara Abraham, aunt of Josh Waldorf, and several whose loved ones are in the period of Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning. Judith Shirek, aunt of Jennifer Fekete Donners, Robert Griffiths, father of Robin Resnick, Sylvia Raffleson, great aunt of Doug Mullen, Louis Eisenberg, father of Carol Sonator, and Miriam Lichter, mother of Glenn Newman. And if you are remembering someone this Shabbat, I invite you to type that name or those names into our chat box. We also remember the following yahrzeits, the anniversary of the passing of these loved ones at this time in years past. June Ahrens, Minnie Levine, Minnie Barron, Ann Trott, Thelma Pastiora, Hortense Summer, Mildred Rosenblum, David Garwood, Morton Gordon, Reuben Klein, Ruth Basin, Isidore Levine, Bruce Berwick, Lenore Loeb, Bertha Milner, Harriet Miller, Joseph Sheps, Howard Resnick, Martha Sachs, Herbert Schneider, Saidi Nemerov, Daniel Summer, Louis Foxman, Ida Green, Henry Hammer, Eric Kovsky, Louis Gelman, Nathan Hellman, Joel Selikoff, Paul Short, Libby Schuster, Sonia Danilowicz, and Pauline Wolfe. And our nation today mourns George Floyd, whose memorial service was earlier today. And we also remember today the soldiers and airmen who died on D-Day, June 6, 1944, and the year that followed. Their courage led to the German surrender, which led to the end of World War II and the end of the Holocaust. For all those and many more, we recite the hallowed words of Mourner's Kaddish together. Yit Gidal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Bialma Divrach Hirute v'amlich Malchute, B'chayechon uvyomechon, V'chaye Dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mivarach le'alam u'almei al-maya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudesha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen. And now we'll hear from Rhonda Wydra again to share some announcements with our community. Rhonda, we can't hear you. Let's try again.
You have me now?
Yes.
Excellent. Sorry about that. It's getting late. Thank you all for joining us tonight. On behalf of the board, I thank you so much. In terms of what is ahead, tomorrow morning at 8:45 is Torah study. Please note that the Torah reading calendar at Beth Chaim is currently out of sync with the diaspora calendar, but we will align again in several weeks. On Sunday, join our penultimate adult education class, Exploring God, which will meet at 9:30 a.m. Beth Chaim is now looking for surplus iPads to help those congregants participate in virtual meetings and services. Please contact our Kesher Caring Task Force, co-chairs Lori Watson or Hagit Sten to contribute. Reform Jewish Voice of New Jersey invites you to join in a vigil sponsored by ICANN, the Interfaith Community Action Network of Somerset County. This is occurring on Sunday, June 7th at 3 p.m. In this virtual vigil for justice and peace in memory of George Floyd, interfaith clergy and state legislators will share reflections and prayers as we seek both solace and resolve for change. You can register by visiting our webpage, bethchaim.org/racialjustice. On Wednesday at noon, attend Hidden in Plain Sight to learn from Cantor Binder about the recent scholarship that has cast new light on some of our favorite and most familiar Bible stories. Next Shabbat, we plan to celebrate and honor all of our communal volunteers beyond the ones we did tonight. If you have served on any committees or task forces, participated in any collections for those in need, or given back to Beth Chaim in any way, we want to thank you. So please join us next Friday at 8 p.m. to receive our gratitude and joy for your commitment. Also next Friday, our youngest members and those who love them are invited to a Tat Shabbat service at 5:30 p.m. Visit our website, bethchaim.org, for more details about upcoming events. Last but not least, we are grateful to the more than 100 families who have now given generously to the Sustain Beth Chaim campaign. Whether you are a current member, a returning family, or a most welcome guest, and you have not yet had an opportunity to participate, please go to bethchaim.org if you're able to support our sacred community. And if you are not yet a member, we would love to connect with you. And once again, Shabbat Shalom.
Rhonda, I cannot thank you enough for your beautiful words this evening. Thank you for guiding the way for us as we move forward, and I really look forward to partnering with you. I'll invite everyone to return to gallery view so you can see more faces as we turn to Oseh Shalom, another prayer for peace, because we need it this Shabbat.
ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Maybe someday you will join us, and the world will be as one.
And once again, we return to the words of our ancestors with Birkat Kohanim, our prayer, our priestly benediction, which we use every week to send everyone off with lots of blessing as we go into this uncertain world.
יברכך אדוני וישמרך.
May God bless us and protect us.
יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונך.
May God's light shine upon us and may God be gracious to us.
יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום.
May we always feel that God's presence is near, and may we be blessed with the greatest gift of all, the gift of peace.
Amen.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Good Shabbos.
Shabbat shalom.
Everyone.
Shabbat shalom. Good Shabbos.
Shalom.
Everyone.
Shabbat
Shalom.
Shalom.
I don't see my.
Shabbat shalom.
Hello.
Have a nice weekend.
Place.
Shabbat shalom.
Bye,
Ann.
Shabbat
Megan,
Shalom.
Susan Waldorf.
See those who show up
Shalom.
tomorrow. Tourist study.
Yes, I like those too.
Oh, I know them.
Bye.
I heard you say that, Laura. I can only see your eyes.
Shabbat shalom.
I don't know where I am.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Signing off here.
Take care, Camille. See people.
Good night, everyone. Have a good week.
Oh, wait,
Have a good week.
If you move the chair first.
Okay.
All right, we'll just get off.
Okay. You want me to call Lori and Seth?
Sure.
Thank you, Ken.
Thank you.
It's been a wild ride.
Say the least. It's not over yet.
No, I know.
What could happen in 25 days? Hopefully not.
No. Poo, poo, poo.
Don't even joke.
No.
All right. Shabbat Shalom to
Shabbat
everyone.
shalom.
Everyone.
Bye.
Shalom. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Stay safe.
Stay safe. Bye-bye.